welcome to this week's edition of the Horror Debate. I'm Michael Manny, and with me, as always, Rowdy Jeff.
Oh, yeah, can you say it again, baby?
Rowdy Jeff.
All right, one more time.
Rowdy Jeff.
All right, and this week we are debating
Orphan.
The Orphan. Yeah, from 2009.
Directed by, and we're going to screw this up because it's a French word, and I don't speak French. Do you speak French?
No, not since yesterday.
No. Jaume Collet-Serra. He's also directed such wonderful classics as House of Wax from a couple years ago with Paris Hilton.
I live in a house of wax.
Yeah, but that's
H-A-C-K-S. Yeah, okay, just so we got that straight.
With Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's right.
See, that's the difference between
I don't go
us.
to Cold Stone. I go to Stone
See,
Cold.
that's the difference with us. When I said Cold Stone, he said, "Oh, Stone Cold." So.
Yeah, I when I go get ice cream, I want Stone Cold back there singing Kumbaya. I don't want him singing like, whatever they do. What is they sing when you walk in? What is that stuff they sing when you welcome? Hey, how you doing? What do you know? They embarrass you. You walk in to get an ice cream, you come out with a red face, and not from the strawberry.
That they don't sing when I'm around.
Oh well, no.
Well, but then again, they probably hear you singing and chime in.
I just come in. Yeah, I come in singing. I sing
right.
all the time. Absolutely, I'm a happy guy, Mike.
Yes, you. You're happy because no one's told you about your singing.
That's right. That's right. They just go along with it. They just, kind of snap fingers and rub it, knock their head around. Yeah, it's good, man.
So,
all right, Orphan.
Orphan. Talk about it. Do you want to talk?
I want to talk about it,
Talk
man.
about Orphan.
You know what? Let me start by saying that this kind of slipped under my radar. I did not notice when this came out. I was told by a buddy of mine online. He wrote me. He goes, "Dude, we just watched Orphan last night, and it came out of left field and clocked me upside the head." And I said, "Oh, serious?" So I went ahead and got it. And
I've heard about it.
And I picked up the Blu-ray, and it took me a while to watch it, man, because I get so many freaking flicks.
Oh, we have tons of movies.
Yeah, it took me a while to get to it, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna pop this in. It was like a weekend. We didn't have no kids that weekend. I said, you know what, I'm gonna pop this in. I'm gonna kick back and watch this, and I was actually pleasantly surprised overall.
We've seen the whole evil child, the
yeah,
bad
I've been to your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, there's evil children around here.
But what is scarier?
Okay, your house is more like The Brood.
Yeah,
exactly.
That movie. What's scarier than a little girl though like that, man? I mean, like an eerie little girl like that. What is scarier than that?
The thing is, this is basically a remake of Demon. What the evil? Oh God! Now my brain just.
The Demon,
off.
the Evil.
I almost said Demon Seed, but no, that's a Dean Koontz movie.
Yeah.
Julie Christie. No, what was it? The Bad Seed.
The Bad Seed.
This is basically The Bad Seed, and then Macaulay Culkin did the Good Boy or Good Son or whatever. I avoid Macaulay Culkin movies.
But that wasn't a bad film either.
Okay. But it's the same concept.
I know it's the same
nice,
concept,
happy couple,
but it was executed completely differently.
Okay.
Yes, okay, you can have that. Okay, you can say that about like Friday the 13th and Halloween. Okay, they're both about serial killers who carry knives, but
yeah.
I mean, they're executed completely differently. This is not really a copy, a super straight copy of anything.
No, it's not a straight copy, but it's just the base. It's the same story.
Same premise.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sitting there watching this thing, man, and I just knew there had to be some kind of payoff somewhere because, I was a little slow throughout.
A little slow. The first hour, I swear.
It wasn't bad. You knew it was building up to something, Mike.
This movie will be on Lifetime TV next season.
No, it's not going to be on Lifetime. Are you kidding me?
Okay, maybe they'll edit out maybe a little bit of the gore.
Edit out like 40 minutes of the flick and say, okay, here's your Lifetime version.
There is not 40 minutes of editable gore in this movie.
Not gore, but it's stuff that wouldn't be allowed on Lifetime.
Like what?
There's stuff. I'm not doing no more spoiler warnings for you, dude.
Okay, the first hour of this movie is very, very slow.
It is slow. But
it's
you know that you're building up
character
to somewhere.
development.
Right. You know you're going somewhere though. You got
to take our word for it that it's going to happen because they don't foreshadow it.
Right.
It just starts out as a really slow
movie. But you always
but
feel,
at least it's got a payoff.
I always felt like I was going somewhere. I never felt like it was just stagnant.
I knew where I was going. I was going to sleep. I'm going, hurry up, move.
You fall asleep
hurry
through
up,
everything,
move.
dude. I have to retell the entire movie to this guy half the time after he's snoring. He's like ripcord next to him. Come on, man. This movie wasn't bad. It had its points. The story was built pretty well. The characterization was built extremely well.
Oh, yeah.
You felt the pain of the parents. Basically, we didn't even plot this. Plot us, Mike.
Plot of the movie is a couple with two kids. One of them's deaf. Has a hearing problem, and they lost the third kid, so they say, let's adopt a third one. Let's adopt an older kid. I don't want to go through the whole baby diaper thing again. So they go to the school for girls, and they adopt this girl who just is an amazing painter, and she speaks so intelligently, and gee, she's wonderful, and gee, they're bonding great. Let's adopt her.
And Jesus, was she creepy from the get-go?
She was pretty creepy.
She was creepy from the get-go. I would have been like, no, you can keep her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. This chick played this role really well.
Let's see, Isabel Furman played Esther, the little girl. And the fact she was like, 10 years old when she did this.
Awesome.
Yeah, she did very good. She
Yeah.
played creepy very good.
She didn't even have to play it, dude. It was just the looks. It was just like when she'd look out of the corner of her eye, man. You were just like, you'd be like, woo!
We don't want to spoil this.
We're
one.
not spoiling
I
nothing.
don't know, because that is the payoff on this movie. Trust me, I sat through an hour and a half of this, an hour of boredom, and I wanted to be blindsided by the payoff, and I was blindsided, so I want you to be blindsided.
That's our
too.
movie title.
Blindsided?
Blindsided by the payoff. Rated R. Made by Rowdy and Mike. Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
All I knew was this movie, oh wow, you got to see this movie. It's got a crazy ending.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got a crazy...
Who said that?
Some people on the Y&T board.
See, they got to stop that. They got to stop putting that stuff up there saying it's got a crazy ending.
Yeah. But I
Just
mean...
like we're doing now. We got to stop that.
Yeah, but the point I mean is, if I didn't know that there was something worth watching in this movie, I would have turned it off at the hour mark.
I would not have.
I would not
have, and I'll tell you why. Because like I said, all the way up, as soon as they meet the girl, the creepy kind of vibe starts in, and you always felt like you were going somewhere. You never felt like you were just sitting there, going to be through an hour and a half of boredom.
Yeah,
I didn't get that. I knew I was going somewhere, even without hearing, oh, well, there's a cool ending or anything like that, which I hate when people say that.
But the thing is, this movie, everybody around this girl knows she's creepy, except the mom and dad.
Yeah.
Who, oh no, she's wonderful, and all the kids.
Well, but you know why?
So
You know
because
why, though?
we know it's a remake of The Bad Seed, we know something
But
bad's
you know
gonna
why,
happen
though?
to
They
the kids.
didn't see she was creepy, though, because they were blinded by the fact they just wanted to bring a girl home. She was intelligent. She was, she was a painter. She was doing all these things that impressed them. They said, we could probably get over a little creepiness, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I knew that there was something in this movie, because everyone told me there's something in this movie worth sticking around
Yeah,
for.
see, they shouldn't have done that. They should have just
Well-
let you fall off and miss it.
Well, then I would have probably turned it off and I would have missed it.
Good. Then you deserve to if you don't give it a chance. You got to give it a chance. You can't just turn it off in the middle. I never felt lost in this flick, dude. I was into it. I dug it. And like I said, between that little girl's performance, I thought the mom did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
The dad was okay too. I mean, you really felt their pain. You felt their frustration.
I thought, in terms of the writing, that in these movies, when a main character, starts to suspect something, everyone else turns around and says, "No, you're just going crazy."
Uh-huh.
I think they turned a little quickly and sharply, and it's like, wait a second, you were fine. All of a sudden, no, you're not. You're crazy. We have an appointment for you and a psychiatrist tomorrow.
No, they didn't turn
Whoa.
quickly.
I thought.
No, it took forever for them to get to that point where they wanted to do anything.
Well, no. I mean, when the one parent starts to suspect,
right,
and says, "I've got some problems," the other parent and the grandmother,
They
and
didn't see
everybody,
it.
They didn't see it, and they just turned all their venom towards. No, you're saying she's crazy, but it's really you who's crazy.
Well, and this will all make sense when you understand what happened to the other daughter.
Right.
Okay, this will all start to make sense, and we don't want to give all of that away, but it does make sense that they would look at her kind of like, well, what are you saying? Because of her history of parenting with the other daughter.
But yeah, and she's saying, but it happened 10 years ago. Don't care.
It
Got a
doesn't
problem?
matter.
Right.
Well, does that matter?
Okay,
It could happen 20 years ago. Your daughter, I'm just going to say this much, your daughter now has a physical problem because of something you did.
10 years ago.
So what? I don't care if it's 20 years ago, the girl still has a physical problem she has to live with for the rest of her life. So that is sore still on the father and everybody else in the family.
Yeah, well, okay. Like
see
I
what
said,
I'm saying?
I thought they turned.
I'd have laid the smackdown on that broad. She would have done it to one of my kids. Come on. I mean, okay, anyway. But the bottom line is this.
There's something in this movie worth watching. Stick around.
The curve is very well done. I'm always all about the curve. I love it when it starts slow and then builds, and pretty soon you're at a crescendo and things really start popping. This movie did that. I wasn't a real big fan of the very, very end, but overall, things started kicking tail, and I was into it. And being a parent, I can feel that, man. If you lost a child and you were really into having that third kid, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, it's no more, and your wife's devastated, and you're devastated, and you go out looking for something to adopt or someone to adopt, and you end up with a bad one. Who wants to believe that? Who wants to believe that we could have picked the bad seed? I'll use your term. Who wants to sit home and believe that? So the pain in this flick, I could totally relate to. That's why I dug it.
This is a horror movie for women.
It is.
Yeah.
It really. But I'm not a woman, and I dug it. So I think it's mostly for the women's side. But I think a lot of guys, especially fathers, are gonna love this.
Cool.
You know. So
How many stars?
I'm giving it 4.
Wow.
I really liked it. I was kind of blindsided by the ending, as we said our movie's going to be called, or blindsided by the payoff. That's it. But beyond that, you know, there was nothing really to hate in this film. Yes, it was a little slow, but this type of slowness is okay. I want to differentiate between this kind of slow and like your typical movie kind of slow, where it seems to go nowhere. This, I always felt like I was on the track somewhere. Yeah, I always felt like
it was the slow track.
It was a slow track, but I always felt like we were getting somewhere. And
you were on a freeway, but you were in the far right lane,
behind that little guy,
behind that semi, just going, geez, I hope a rock don't kick up in my windshield.
Right. No, I really liked it. I think this is one definitely worth seeing. And even if you've seen like The Good Son or The Good Child or whatever it was, and all those other type of films,
Good Child, Bad Seed,
this
whatever.
This one differentiates itself tremendously. And big props to that little girl for playing that part. I mean, she was awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
So it's a 4-star film, Mike.
No, it's not. It's a 2-star film.
Well, to you.
We gotta give it. We're watching the credit. Actually, it was kind of neat. Something weird happens at the beginning of the credits, and you're just going, "Wow, that's a really interesting effect and everything." And then I was watching the movie, and I totally forgot about it until something happens in the movie that links what they were doing with the crazy credits at the beginning.
Right.
Oh, now I understand.
Now you talk about foreshadowing, Mike. There you go.
No, but it was just an effect.
I know,
it was
but I'm teasing you. Relax.
Just a color.
I'm teasing you.
But so anyway, so that was interesting, you know, and the end credits were interesting. But we were watching the end credits of this, and I'm sorry, the lady who plays Sister Abigail, her name is CCH Pounder. And I just sat there and just went, that's a great porn name right there, isn't it?
Wasn't that an Elvis song? CC Pounder, oh, see what you have done.
It's either that or it's the guitar player in Poison.
Yeah. CC Pounder, that's right. That's right. All right. Well,
all right, 2 stars.
4 stars, undoubtedly. Mike is wrong again.
Yeah, all right. I'm Michael Manny. He's Rowdy. Jeff, we'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.